Action.
Hey guys, Brandon,
Hi, Emily.
Samiego here. Hey, happy Monday to you. Hope you had an awesome day like we did. Hey, listen, we're just out back and, in our backyard. We wanted to share some thoughts. As each and every morning, Em and I have our coffee out back. We think about the things
We can improve.
that we can improve upon, that the mistakes that we have made. And this morning's discussion that we had over coffee was how powerful words are and how her and I have made so many mistakes in our life and in our career, in our business career, in our relationship, and as being mothers and fathers and children and leaders, friends, the mistakes we've made, right? And, Em and I were talking, right, of how
Another way to get better is to look at what we've done wrong or how we reacted and how we could have reacted better. And we were just discussing how
you saw a little cat go by. Keep going. No.
how we can improve on that. We always talk about how you can't take something back once you act off emotion when you're upset. So, a lot of times we've gotten better over the years, but we are totally guilty of numerous times saying something and then thinking, I shouldn't have reacted, or I shouldn't have sent that text, or I should have thought about it. So, we have agreement with each other. Like when one of us is upset, he'll call me or text me or vice versa. Even with the kids, like before we jump on something or say something, we try to be like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. I'm really upset, or how angry you are. You're like, we kind of express that feeling. And then, we always talk about sometimes, think about it tomorrow, how you feel tomorrow before you respond to something. Because sometimes if you sleep on it, you completely feel totally different than you did when you acted on the emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. And as Em's saying this, and it's not just in our business life for all of us, right? It's all areas of life. Think about all the times that, we got angry or we got upset with maybe our boss, and we mumbled, bad words, or maybe the times that our children maybe got us a little upset, and instead of hitting them with positivity and something positive, we're quick to jump over what they did wrong and acting off emotions versus maybe logic, or like Em said, thinking about it, or maybe it's something in your spiritual life, or what about all the times we're driving down the road and maybe someone cuts you off, and the first thing you want to do is you want to go.
I know they can't hear you.
Yeah, you want to go crazy, and you give them the number one finger, right? And you realize that why? What's the point of that? And so,
giving somebody that much power too to change your emotions. That I always think to myself, when I give somebody that that excuse to change my whole feeling and emotions, I'm giving them the control of me. I'm in control of me. So if I give them that control, then I've lost control. So I always tell myself, I can't let what someone says or someone posted or someone text me or something you hear or you see on the news totally change your whole body, your feeling, your emotions. So you always have to think that you can't give somebody that much control, I guess.
I think that's great, because I think that's what we're doing, right? When we share our lack of professionalism, and we give them our emotions, right? And we don't keep it professional. We don't keep that as a role model, as the father, as the mother, as the community leader, as the church leader, as your business leader, as the corporate executive. We're showing them the lack of control, ourselves. And it's interesting.
It's almost the weaker part of you. You're letting them see that the bad side of you, not like the bad, but the side that your emotions are showing, and sometimes not in the best way. You're upset, not thinking right or acting in the same way you would normally because someone said something or something's got you rattled. But that goes through the whole day. Once that can happen to some people, even for myself, it can.
Yeah, and then all it does is, once again, as we wrap up, want to keep these messages that we share to our friends and family, 5 minutes or less. How
lethal the tongue is.
Yes.
And once you put it out there, you can't take it back. So
yes.
We learn that, once you spit it out, it's kind of stuck there. Whether you posted it or you text it or you said it, you can't take it back.
Yeah, regardless, if it's on social media, if it's your friends, if it's your kids, if your wife, if it's your husband, if it's your business partners, your employees, once you say those things, You can't take that back. And I love what Em always, has stated and taught us, I was shared in our family is your tongue is deadly, right? Your tongue can always puncture blood. It will puncture blood, and it can puncture blood, and it can puncture so deep that, your kids are scarred from you.
Or you ruin that relationship, and then the next day you're like, or even with family, we're all guilty of, mad at a sibling or whatever and saying something, and we're like, I wish I wouldn't have said that, or I wish I wouldn't have reacted on that, or a business partner, we're totally guilty of that. I mean, in all areas of just reacting, and then, sometimes you can't fix that.
Yeah. So as we wrap up, folks, this was just a thought that, we like to share. Anytime Em and I have thoughts, we're learning ourselves. And we always like to share those thoughts, whether it helps one individual or a lot of individuals.
It helps us talking about it.
It helps us talking about it, like Em said. And that's just our message for today, what our discussion was over coffee this morning before we started our day, and things that we realized we have to fix. And so, hey, have a great rest of your Monday evening. Hey,
yes.
we're going to do another message again soon. So take care, folks. We'll see you soon. Good night.